Hey, my name is Brent here on Cloudy with the Chance of Meeples. Here on the channel, we are taking a look at Exit the Game, Adventures on Catan. One of the latest installments as of summer of 2025 in the Exit the Game series. If you follow the channel, you know that I love these. I love the Exit the Game series. It's my favorite escape room in a box type of game. And so this one is all about Catan. You'll be setting off to distant shores and creating Catan. This has a lot of like Easter eggs per se, leaning into Catan. But before I get into that, let me show you what you get in this one in the radar overview, and then I'll come back and I'll share my final forecast. Cue the thunder. So the radar overview slash I guess unboxing of Exit the Game, Catan, Adventures on Catan. Looks something like this. What do you get inside this one? Well, let's find out right now. You got the rules. What's the game about? Ooh, hexes. I don't really want to open all that much stuff up. Game materials. Where's the game board? The game has no board. You have to figure out what you need and look at around things. This looks the same. Start. I'm not going to flip anything else. There's a bunch of hexes. I wonder if you build the Catan board. A decoder wheel. Some punch outs. 2 wheat for sheep. 2 sheep for wheat. Resources. A pencil. Cards. Not gonna look at anything more. So there you have it. Pretty normal to what you can expect in an Exit the Game. Now let's move on over and take a look at the final forecast. So the final forecast for Exit the Game, Adventures on Catan. One of the latest, as of summer 2025, latest installments in the Exit the Game series. A game series that I like a lot. Catan, a game that I've played a total of 1 time about 20 years ago that I found to be enjoyable. Obviously not enjoyable enough to want to play it again or search it out to track down a copy to play it again, but I enjoyed my play of Catan from what I remember. And so let's dive into this one. This theme, I think the theme bridges well. The Catan theme bridges well in this Exit the Game. Nicole and I did it with our kids. It took well over 2 hours, much like most of these Exit the Games for me and Nicole. And I will say this is for 2 players. Like, I know it says 1 to 4 players on the box, ages 10 and up, but honestly, these Exit the Games are good at 2 players, and so I'm just going to continue to stick with that. Our kids play a lot of games. We've done the advent calendars, we've done the family exit game, we did the kids one, and so I feel our kids are pretty well versed in the Exit the Game series, but this is just quite long. They just kind of got bored. Nicole and I finished it without them because to get our 12 and 9-year-old to sit there for 2 hours to do an Exit the Game is, well, it's like pulling teeth from a chicken. It's a challenge. But your kids might be more, what's the word I'm thinking of? Longer attention span. They may have longer attention span than mine, and so your family might really enjoy this. But the theme in this is fun. It just has this like nostalgia feel with Catan. You're gonna need a pretty big table in this sense because you're kind of building out, not kind of. At the end, you kind of build out Catan. Okay, I don't want to. That's not really spoiling anything. You're gonna start seeing that on the first puzzle. You have these little pamphlets that you'll be opening up with the riddles. You'll be building Catan. You'll be looking at that, and you'll be solving puzzles with that, and so on and so forth. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Catan, but it has a lot of this nostalgia feel to this. This is a good paying homage to the designer of Catan, who just recently passed away. And so this is a nice little like gift to fans of Catan. It's got all the things you can think of from the game where you're gaining resources and trading them. In this sense, you're not trading with other players, but you're trading them for the help of helpers on Catan. And so I thought that was pretty neat. I wish they would have been able to be like, if you have these resources, maybe you ask this person for help or this person, and you decide, no, it's like you got these resources, now this person's going to help you. And so it kind of just like takes you through the game. It's linear, which I prefer the linear ones, but it has like the helpers, and so you're gaining resources. Not going to spoil the story, but it involves a robber, much like Catan. It involves a road, much like Catan. So the things that you love in Catan, if you are a fan of Catan, you'll see that in this. And so that's kind of like a nice little gift to fans of Catan. Outside of that, I found the puzzles to be kind of boring. I'm giving this one a 60% chance of meeples. It was fun. I enjoyed it with the nostalgia aspect of it. None of these puzzles, aside from maybe one, I was like, that's really neat. All of them were just kind of like ho-hum. To the point where Nicole got up and started baking cookies while me and the kids kept plugging away at the puzzles. And so it's all right. If you're a fan of Catan, I think you might really enjoy it because of the nostalgia feel and just the whole Catan vibe. For me, it's a 60% chance of meeples. It took us, again, 2 hours plus. We got 6 stars. Normally we get 5. But just none of the puzzles were like, wow, that was amazing. Like, there's just nothing in this one that was mind-blowing. And so, yeah, I thought it was all right. You might enjoy it more if you're a big fan of Catan, but it's level 3 out of 5. I think that's pretty accurate. There's, I'm looking at all the solutions here. Yeah, a couple convoluted ones. One that used the resources in the packaging and everything in a neat little way, but nothing really to write home about. So 60% chance meeples for X of the Game, Adventures on Catan. Maybe not one of the best ones. If you want one of the best ones, the Venice Conspiracy that also came out this year, 2025, that one is amazing. It's got some crazy stand-up puzzles. This is definitely not one of my favorite ones, but it might be for you. My name is Brent. Until next time, grab your umbrella. The forecast is cloudy with a chance of meeples.